What's going on, guys? It's finally here. Minnesota Vikings football is back. This Saturday, we got the New York Giants, man, and we're here to talk about it. We're talking about five Minnesota Vikings that probably most of us are very excited to watch. I want to say it's the top five. Now, with honorable mentions, I am going to leave off two people off of this list tonight, and that's going to be Kyler Murray and Chuck D. And I'll touch on why real quick. So, with Kyler Murray, the excitement's there. I know people are probably going to think I'm going a different route, and I don't want to talk about Kyler Murray because I'm upset about JJ. No, that's not it, man. I'm so pumped to watch this offense, and really, I'm hoping and wanting KOC to actually play people in the preseason. Um, if you want to be 100% honest on why we missed the playoffs, I think it started with the preseason and KOC essentially watching one drive that was a good drive against Houston. It wasn't incredible to where you're like, oh, I don't need to see anything else. It was great drive. Had some adversity, and that was it. And I just feel like the timing and everything on that offense was just off all year. And on top of that, I've seen Josh Allen play a full quarter. I've seen Lamar Jackson play in preseason. I've seen Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best quarterback of all time. I don't think so, but that's a different story. Anyways, um, I've seen these elite quarterbacks come in and for them specifically last year to play more than JJ in preseason, I was like, I don't know about that one. Um, so yes, I'm excited for Kyler, but I really hope they get some actual run this preseason because I think it's important. I think it's very important for not only Kyler but a lot of people on this offense. It's important for Jefferson, Addison, Jennings, Hawkinson, Oliver. It's all important to them. And yes, you have practice, but in practice there's a low ceiling, right? You're for the most part you're not gonna have teammates trying to literally kill you. You're not gonna run into that, especially in the preseason, man. When with a lot of these guys, this is their only shot to make it in the league. So, you know, I want to see them get some time under the belt. And the second one's Chuck D, just because it deserves its own story. So I'm gonna continue to keep it that way. Just the way he's able to come in as a complete unknown, Stephen F. Austin University, to running with the ones on the second week in the NFL is just absolutely extraordinary. Then just the type of person he is it's just really cool to see. So I'm gonna continue to keep my Chuck D hype to itself. But I got five players for you, man. We'll get into it. So the first one, I'm gonna loop these guys together, mainly because of the unknown. The 1A, 1B, however you call it, it's gonna be Bo Richter and Elijah Williams. I'm curious to see what this depth is on the defensive and the interior, the outside, all around. Who's gonna step up outside of AVG and Dallas Turner and Redmond and Banks and all of them? Who are gonna be the guys? And Bo Richter last year was a guy who kept continuously making plays in the preseason. And Elijah Williams is another one. He came out of absolutely nowhere and just complete chaos all preseason long. Made it onto the team. You know, got demoted to the practice team a couple of times, but overall he has won over this coaching staff. Brian Flores, all love this guy, so it's going to be very exciting to watch them back in action this Saturday. The next one is Jake Golday, man. I've touched on it a couple of times. it was a big unknown for me. Now, I watched his tape. I knew who he was. Um, it's different watching highlights and trying to dissect what's real and what's not. It's a highlight tape. It's all the good parts, right? So there were so many unknowns for me, and Jake Olday was just kind of someone that was just falling to me in my mock drafts. And I know good school, good coaching, good tape, good athlete. And that's all I knew about him. To come in and again, when I looked at this draft class, he was the one where I was just like, bro, he's going to be the only one that's not going to play. And to see him coming in the second week, tipping passes left and right, the speed looks real dangerous. And then everyone was asking about the coverage because they assumed he's just going to be a pass rusher. He can cover too. He's got the lateral speed, the quickness to keep up with some of these tight ends and kind of slower receivers. So Jake Olday is going to make an impact on day one, and I'm excited to watch him on Saturday. Uh, Player number 3/3 and 4, but I'm gonna count it as one player, and that's gonna be the meat, and that's Caleb Banks and Dominique Orange. Man, it's something that has been missing from this team for 20 years since Kevin Williams, Pat Williams. Um, we've had a couple of great linemen. Linville Joseph, I absolutely loved. Um, we've just never had something like this up front, man, with Jalen Redmond, Caleb Banks, and Dominic Orange. And then on top of that, you're rotating Levi Drake Rodriguez, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. We don't know if he's going to be DT or shuffle in at the outside linebacker spot. So just overall on that entire defensive line, it's really cool seeing these guys come in. They're best friends on the team, and that's going to translate on the field. And these guys don't have to come in and be the superstar of the defense. They just have to come in and get their linemen out of the way. Because if they come in and they start double teaming Banks or double teaming Big Citrus, Dallas Turner and Andrew Van Ginkel are going to get 3 or 4 sacks a game. And then vice versa. If you try to stop Dallas with 2 people and you're going to leave Caleb Banks one-on-one with, some of these small centers, 6'3", 6'4", he's going to eat them up. I know technique needs to get better, but when you're that size and you're that much of an athletic freak, it's not going to take much to win on that D line. So that's what I'm most excited for. And then the last one that I am very excited to dive into this, because I've been honestly kind of quiet on the Damon Claiborne front, and a lot of it was me being bitter. I had a lot of running backs last year I wanted us to take. Travion Henderson was my number one guy. I really liked Quinshawn Judkins. I wouldn't have minded Cam Scatbo. There's just so many guys last year I was screaming to take. And then all the Vikings fans will tell you I was screaming on the table for Jeremiah Love this year. Once I found out pretty early that Jeremiah Love wasn't going to be the guy, I quickly started watching a lot of running back tapes, and of course Claiborne comes across my desk from my man Rap. Shout out Vocal Vike, man. You're the whole reason we're doing this, man. And he's explosive. He's so fast, man. So fast. And so much untapped potential. Like, just him as a runner is something we haven't seen since Dalvin Cook, right? That's just explosive top-end speed. But everyone had questions about the hands, and everybody had questions about the pass blocking. Well, let me tell you what. I've seen his pass blocking in camp, man. He's legit. And it's not just regular old pass blocking. Like, when he's pass blocking out there, he's really giving it his all. And he's blocking like it's his last rep in the NFL. And it's something that ends up making a dangerous player. The biggest thing that also excites me, a lot of people will agree, they don't think Claiborne's going to get that much run time as far as a runner. I kind of disagree. I think numbers numbers is the name of the game right now. If you get him 3 to 4 touches a game, the odds of him housing one is pretty high. But the greatest thing and the most exciting thing about Claiborne is going to be what's going to happen with these kick returns and punt returns. Because if you're telling me our kick return team right now is Damon Claiborne and Miles Price, good luck. Because we saw what Miles Price can do last year. And with Ty Felton kind of showing out in camp, I don't think they're going to risk putting him on kickoff return. So, comment down below. Let me know who you guys are excited for, what you're excited for. I know we're all excited to see McCarthy play, and hopefully he doesn't get injured, man. But there's so much to be excited for Saturday. So comment down below. Please subscribe if you're new, man. And thank you guys for being along this journey, man. I can't explain enough how special this is to me. So thank you guys again.
And it's Friday evening, 6 shots and not thinking clearly. Take a couple more just to stumble out on my way to make bad decisions. Then you hit me up.